Should you get divorced or separated? Is it time to consider separation? It is a question that only you have the answer to. In this video, as we go through this, I'm going to give you some of the things to consider when you are deciding whether separation or staying together is the answer for you. And at the end of the video, I'm going to provide you with the information how to get additional resource to recognize whether your desire for leaving or staying comes from intuition or ego. So please stay along and follow along. Now, I want to start this video with a couple of disclaimers. As I mentioned, it is important to remember that only you can make this decision, not me, not a therapist, not any of your friends or family members. It is something that needs to come from within you, and you need to be confident and assured that this is the right decision for you. And this is what I'm going to keep reassuring. Another important disclaimer that I'm going to mention here is if there are any signs of abuse, physical, emotional, financial, I would highly recommend that you keep yourself safe, that you do whatever you need to do to keep yourself safe and out of that situation. Please do look for resources how to do that safely and that you are taken care of. In that situation, what I'm going to say does not apply. When it comes to abuse, manipulation, coercion, you need to do what you need to do to keep yourself safe. This video is not an encouragement for me to go and end your marriage and just do that decision without any thought, afterthought. It is simply a collection of tips, of collection of signs to look out for and what uh, to consider when you're making your decision. Also, every decision, it is individual. Any generalized advice that is shared everywhere, you need to apply nuance to it, to your situation and to your circumstances, and take a lot more different things into consideration before you make a decision. So please take this with a pinch of salt. And this is kind of just a gentle guidance. The decision whether you should get divorced or not should be based on a couple of things, but the most important is how you feel about that decision and how you feel about the marriage. And here are some of the signs for you to look out for. I think one of the important things for you to define for yourself is what is important for you in this relationship, in this marriage, what is non-negotiable, and then go from there to see whether these aspects of relationship are in place or not, whether this is happening in your relationship or not, and whether your partner is willing to work on this or not, whether you're both willing to work on it to achieving it or not, because then it comes from within you rather than from anything else external from you. And I think some of the signs might be that you perhaps are experiencing loneliness, distance, and negative moments with occasional happy experiences, or the communication hasn't improved, even though you have asked for the communication to improve, and neither you or your partner have the willingness, the time, the energy to implement and to work on it to improve it. You've grown apart. Maybe you've grown apart so far that you are no longer the same people that started this marriage or started this long-term relationship, and there is no sign that it is possible to reconcile and get together about this one. And one of the most important uh, signs of whether it's time to divorce or not is the thoughts that keep coming up for you that, oh, I really want the separation, but you keep talking yourself out of it because of this, because of that. I think it is important to remember that, again, this advice does not apply to everyone and it cannot be applied in generalized, but these will be some of the signs whether to consider separation or not, whether it's time to leave or stay. I want to reiterate that it is important for you to remember what is non-negotiable in this relationship for you, what is really important for you to have, what are the aspects that need to happen in this relationship for you to be fully fulfilled and happy to continue with this relationship. And once you have that, that's going to give you some guidance. One more disclaimer that I really want to emphasize is that it is important to have a generalized idea about your attachment style, whether you are anxiously attached person or avoidant or combined, and really pay attention how those aspects can have an impact on your decision making and how you feel about the relationship. So I would highly recommend that you get to know yourself on that level first, and that you understand how avoidant or anxious attachment might play and have an impact on your decision making, so that you know you are not making decisions out of fears or anxieties, or simply for not being able to handle what's going on in the relationship and really just wanting to try to protect yourself. I have created a resource that is a video that helps you distinguish how to figure out whether your thoughts about divorce and separation are coming from intuition versus ego, some of the examples, so that you can have an idea whether your thoughts about the separation are coming from a level of your trust and your intuition from yourself, or it is influenced by something else, like for an example, your patterns of behaviors, unhelpful coping mechanisms, fears, anxieties, and just to kind of have a even deeper understanding where your thoughts are coming from, so that you can make that decision as informed as possible, because it is a decision that cannot be taken lightly, and that is going to have an impact on so many other things. I just want to mention that in this video, I'm only focusing on the emotional aspects. I'm not focusing on the financial or any other aspects, because this is not my area of expertise. You have to take, of course, you're going to take into consideration other things. I'm primarily focusing on how to know internally whether you should consider divorce or not. And if you have any questions, please do ask, leave it in the comments, or connect with me on my website or my other social media channels and leave me a DM. Thank you, and it is my pleasure to support you. Bye.